Welcome back. Today, we're diving into the complex world of the nervous system in your gastrointestinal tract. Surprising as it may sound, your gut has its very own nervous system that controls digestion. It's often referred to as the second brain. We'll explore how the enteric nervous system works and how it interacts with the central nervous system. Together, they regulate everything from how food moves through your body to how nutrients are absorbed. Let's get started. The gastrointestinal tract has two main components of innervation, the intrinsic and extrinsic nervous system. The intrinsic system is the enteric nervous system, a network of neurons embedded in the walls of your digestive tract. It can function independently of the brain and spinal cord, which is why it's often called the second brain. The extrinsic system, on the other hand, gets input from the sympathetic and parasympathetic nervous systems, which come from the central nervous system. When the parasympathetic system is active, digestion is enhanced while the sympathetic system tends to inhibit it. From the esophagus to the anus, the walls of the gastrointestinal tract consist of 4 layers. First, there's the outermost layer, which could be either the adventitia, a tough fibrous tissue, or the serosa, a smooth slippery membrane. Next, we have the muscularis externa. This smooth muscle layer is responsible for the automatic contractions that move food through the tract, a process called peristalsis. It has 2 sublayers. The intercircular muscle layer, which contracts to constrict the tract behind the food, and the outer longitudinal muscle layer, which pulls the food forward. Then there's the submucosa, a dense layer filled with blood vessels, lymphatics, and nerves. Finally, we reach the mucosa, the innermost lining that comes into contact with food. It secretes mucus and digestive enzymes to aid in digestion. Now, let's talk about the enteric nervous system, which is embedded within the walls of the gastrointestinal tract. It consists of 2 major plexuses, the submucosal plexus in the submucosae and the myenteric plexus, located between the circular and longitudinal muscle layers in the muscularis externa. These plexuses are networks of ganglia, or clusters of neurons, that communicate with each other through interneurons. This web-like network controls various digestive functions. Imagine you've just eaten a hamburger. As it moves through your gastrointestinal tract, it stretches the walls, stimulating mechanoreceptors in the muscularis externa and mucosa. At the same time, rising levels of proteins, fats, and sugars trigger chemoreceptors in the mucosa. These receptors send signals through afferent fibers to ganglia in the submucosal plexus, which then communicate with other ganglia through interneurons. The submucosal ganglia stimulate glands and cells to aid digestion and dilate blood vessels to increase blood flow to the tract. The myenteric plexus ensures that the muscles of the gastrointestinal wall contract to move the food along. This is called a short reflex, meaning it's all handled by the enteric nervous system itself, independent of the brain. While the enteric nervous system can regulate digestion on its own, the central nervous system can also step in via long reflexes. When your body is in rest and digest mode, the parasympathetic nervous system increases gastrointestinal activity. Conversely, during times of stress or danger, the fight or flight response, the sympathetic nervous system suppresses digestion, conserving energy for other vital functions. So to recap, the gastrointestinal tract has both intrinsic and extrinsic innervation. The enteric nervous system, our second brain, can regulate digestion independently, while the central nervous system can modulate it through long reflexes. If you found this video helpful, give it a thumbs up, share it with friends, and don't forget to subscribe for more detailed anatomy and physiology content. Also, check out King of the Curve for interactive learning tools that'll boost your studies. Thanks for watching, and good luck with your studies.